Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another edition of the Investigator TV online show, which is a YouTube channel. Previously, we have run about 3-4 editions of the same during the last few days. However, a day earlier, we had one of the most trending stories that is still pushing straws up and down and letting the keyboard queens and kings have their own say. But this evening, I am delighted to have the CEO of the Investigator, Mr. and to dissect and give you the authoritative view of the history of this video that features veteran Ugandan singer Hope Fred Mukasa, the wife Sabrina, or rather the wife Shina Mukasa, and their daughter Sabrina, who unfortunately stands in the mix of all this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. David Jaco, for that intro to our discussion tonight. Mr. Laula, Mr. Jaco has just told us there was a video on her site that has gone viral. Actually, it has attracted so many comments, mixed feelings. What do you have to talk about the video?
Which mixed feelings?
From the comments on the video, you realize that there is a lot of agon, pain, and
Yeah, when a matter touches family, especially a family of not ordinary people like Stanley and Daula, you expect such. First of all, my friend Jaco has been running these. We have been running these stories for, like, I think it was the 5th or 6th story. Initially, you fear Ugandans. Initially, they were like, you are just telling us lies. You guys are just a tabloid. So they were bashing us. Now it reached a time when he was arrested. And we got that story accompanied with a photo of him at the police. And then they were like, why don't you leave the man alone? You get it? Now it reaches a time when this video, first of all, we are not the people who captured the video. They captured it themselves actually, it is Sabrina who was behind the camera. And it went viral. That video went viral, and many people sent it to me. They sent it to me, of course, like silently asking, you guys are the people for this story or whatever, what exactly is taking place. And indeed, I'm on so many WhatsApp groups. I saw people confused. Who is this now? Is he about to beat the wife and whatever, something? And even some of them thought Shina was one of the court brokers. And even police officers, they thought they were court brokers, because we had stopped at police going the lift when we were reporting this matter. So I felt like a responsible person, anybody in journalism, you should clear the word. So that's when I told my colleague Jaco, we need to explain this video, because we know the A to Z of it and of the entire story. So the story is explaining the video. And that's why I think it has gone viral, because nobody knew the inside story, the real gist of the story in that video.
So, like Mr. Ndaula is saying, the history of this story is that this incident happened on the 3rd, but for those in the know and my sources, it started on 2nd, when a team of
you're talking about 3rd or 2nd?
2nd January 2023.
Okay.
That's when it started. When court bailiffs went to Hope Mukasa and Shina's residence in Lunguja to effect eviction of tenants that were housed or rented into an apartment belonging to Sheena. That is following their divorce case that was amicably decided. So the truth of the matter is that Hope had illegally put tenants in a residence that belongs to Sheena.
The ex-wife.
To the ex-wife. So the court bailiffs and a neighbor whose demarcation is invisible. Quite funny what happens in Uganda. So the bailiffs came in with local council authorities that we call LCs, the OC of Lunguja and the rest. So the matter was like resolved on 2nd. However, on 3rd, I think my source still tells me it was relayed to the lawyers and the bailiffs that during the wee hours of the second, yes, Hope allegedly brought in his own kanyamas who vandalized the padlocks and whatever. He broke into the other apartment that they had been evicted from and put back the property that had been discarded outside. That is when I believe the security team officers were once again contacted, yes, and then contacted, a case was reported. Then since Hope is said to not respect the Lunguja police, the file was forwarded to the mother station, which is Old Kampala. So as the usual police procedure, they sent in Sokos to come, and Mr. Nabula knows what the Sokos do better than I do. I think to comb and get evidence therein so that they could pin the guy. It is during this time that Hope realized that the Sokos and somebody else who had a phone or a camera was a person non grata in his home, who was actually the daughter Sabrina.
Okay, thank you. Now, Mr. Ndaula, talking about Hope, someone out there, our viewer may not be knowing who Hope is. Just a profile of
I'm a wrong person to ask, but I know, me, I was at Sabrina some like 25 years ago. I had come from the village, you know, but I went to Sabrina to watch karaoke. And I think it is about 25 when Kidu died.
Gerard Kid,
Gerard,
the rally drive.
And I remember Sematimba was singing that Candle in the Wind song. And I just, that was my first time. And I think last time to be at Sabrina's. But I left a satisfied guy because I saw Sematimba when I would on radio now. I was seeing him live singing and in memory of Gerard. So I think that if I had that picture of that memory of Sabrina, what do you think of these people? I hear Juliana Kanyomozi, I hear Namobiru, many big name guys in the industry, music industry, went through, almost through Mukasa's hands, in a way. So the Tony Sengo, I think.
No, Tony Sengo was there, but I would like to add that Hope Mukasa.
As Rivera, it used to be the
Hope Mukasa was the epitome or the person who started karaoke music in Uganda. It is where even R&B plus rap music was fully nurtured. The likes of whoever, Michael Ross, Vampos, almost everybody, like he has said, Juliana, Irene, very, very many people. So, and Hope was and is still this guy, a legend in the music fraternity of Uganda. Not forgetting that he had one of the first authentic local studios called Bava, where most of the jingles and songs were recorded before the Steve Jeans of this world took over. That's
So these guys of 30 years, 20, whatever years, bashing us for talking about Mukasa's joy private life. I mean, they need to know who Mukasa is. First of all, I've seen even senior people here saying that is a private matter. It cannot be a private matter.
In the comment section.
When somebody is actually, you failed, a person of this caliber failed to handle the matter before it goes to court. Then it goes to court. You fail to handle
The matter in court.
until when your daughter, your own daughter, can film you and the clip goes viral. I mean, whoever is looking up to Mukasa, we need to know. There are certain things we need to really. It is sad, it is very sad because I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I feel for him. But again, it is a lesson. We need to seek the big lesson from what? We are so free to read about Gashumba and Diana's audio about Shira Gashumba. We are so free to talk about her, but we so Hope Mukasa, because Hope Mukasa is a legitimate celebrity. If we are to talk about celebrities, Hope Mukasa is a legitimate. People have gone through his hands, so we need to know that even these people really do what sometimes go wrong. We don't have to blame him, but we learn a thing or two from him. So people thinking that we are there, yes, somebody said this investigator is planning a tabloid. Yes, even tabloids are what? A news outlet.
Yes.
But that is his own what? His own
thinking.
perspective of us. So that is it. Me, I think it was a big story. It is still a big story. Even for him, I remember we wrote a story sometime back where a man misbehaved in what? So this guy in a bar, it was a bar brawl, and that man reached out to me, but of all the things he talked, he never pleaded with me to pull down the what? So one time I asked him, but why don't you want to video people that? I just wanted to, and he's like, no. It is a lesson. Whenever I think of doing something wrong, I go back to that story. So sometimes you may think you are helping someone because you want them, their affairs to remain private. You get it? But we are helping them. We are really helping them because of that story. You don't know how many people have talked to Sheila, toned down. You don't know how many people have talked to Sabrina. You don't know how many people have cancelled. I believe even his close friends didn't know that Mukasa can turn out into that character we saw in the video.
So, Hope Mukasa, the issue. For our reader on the site, then the one that is seeing us on the TV, Investigator TV, please, we promise to give you much more about the cell and others. Please don't go away and please keep watching the Investigator TV. Thank you.